Hello, guys. So, we are now going to start our topic for today. It's all about Module 7, and it's Eric Erickson's Stages of Psychosocial Development. I hope you can hear me right. Okay. Now, on this stages of development, I'm going to discuss to you the overview kung ano yung pinagkaiba nito kay Sigmund Freud. Kasi itong theory ni Eric Erikson, kinunan nito ng analysis at kinunan niya ito ng tinatawag nating influential theory na si Sigmund Freud sa kanyang psychoanalytic theory. No? But ang kaibahan nito, according to Erikson's, interesado siya kung ano yung social interaction at yung relationship mo in every stages ng iyong buhay. No? And how it played a role sa iyong development and growth as a human beings. No? Titingnan niya dito kung ano ba ang ano ba ang kaya mong gawin with that specific stages of your life at ano ba yung nararanasan ng halos ng ibang mga tao during that stages. Okay? And also the conflicts. Hindi lang niya ipinakita dito yung mga turning point, but also pinakita din niya dito yung mga conflicts no ng bawat isang development ng tao. Okay? Now, let's start here with this. The psychosocial stages, we have here the trust versus mistrust. No? During that time, there is, pakita ko muna sa inyo yung summary chart. Okay, an age is infancy, birth to 18 months. Meron siyang trust versus mistrust, ang kanyang conflict. We have also the important events, which is the feeding or eating time. No? That's the time of the child when we're going to feed them. Ang kanyang outcome, meron siyang hope. The hope that you be able to, na makakain. Hope na talagang there is excuse me, hope from his or her parents. Next, early childhood, 2 to 3 years old. That's autonomy versus shame and doubt. Ang importanteng events naman ng buhay nito nung kabataan niya, nung 2 to 3 years old, is the toilet training. Turuan ng bata paano tumae at umihi. No? At the time, the child will have the will to do it on his or her own. Next, preschool, 3 to 5 years old. That's initiative versus guilt. The child could have now explore other things and the thing that he or she will do. And the outcome is his or her purpose of doing it. Now, school age, 6 to 11 years old, that's industry versus inferiority. Now, important events, the child will now go to school and have the confidence, okay, confidence of his or her own thing, confidence that he or she can do such things. Next, adolescents, 12 to 18 years old, identity versus role confusion. By that time, there's also a social relationships, no, with people around him or her. Importante dito yung fidelity or kanyang tinatawag nating loyalty to a person. Next, young adulthood. That's 19 to 40 years old. So, ang conflict naman dito, ang intimacy versus isolation. And ang kanyang values or important events is the relationship. So by the time 19 to 40 years old, we are now engaged to somebody or we have a relationship to somebody, either friends, family, or someone special. And that's love, okay? Now, middle adulthood is 40 to 65 years old, generativity versus stagnation. Ang important events, you will now become a parent and you will now have a focus on your work and you have now the care. Okay, that's the outcome of it. Care of your workmates, care toward your workmates, care toward the people around you. Now, in maturity, 65 to death, that's ego integrity versus despair. Ito naman, more of reflective type. No, yung mga activities, ane. That's a special important events of your life and the outcome will be the wisdom. Okay, that's the brief summary of the 8 stages, but we are going to discuss it stage by stage. We have here the stage one, the trust versus mistrust. Now, at the first stage of Erickson's theory of psychosocial development, it occurs between 1 year old. 1 year of age. Now dito, no, ang mga parents will be their caregivers and nakadepende ang mga bata no, dito sa mga kanilang caregivers, either their parents or their iyaya. At this point in development, the child will we're so much dependent on the adult, no? Meron silang tinatawag na dependency sa pagkain, sa love, sa warmth, sa safety and nurturing. Kung ang caregiver will fail to provide that, no, the child will eventually feel the mistrust, no? Pag ang child will be able also to feel na hindi enough yung ibinigay ng caregiver sa kanya or ng parents sa kanya, the child will have this mistrust, no, with his or her entire life. So that's very important that you as a caregiver, you as a parent, or you as a guardian of this kid na 1 year old pa, 1 year old, no, to 18 months, could be able also to provide the best of it. Yan, may outcomes. No, ang outcomes niya, the caregivers, the child is going to develop a sense of 100 trust or 100% doubt, no, to every person. So Erickson believed that successful development was all about striking a balance between the two opposing sides. So dapat ang mangyayari, the child will acquire so much love to his or her guardian or parent that describe Erickson's an openness to experience, and dyan mag-open up ang bata, no? And the child will eventually lead to to a big trust for his or her caregiver. Next, stage two, autonomy versus shame and doubt. This is the rule of independency. No? Ito yung at this point of development, ang bata ay makikita mo na meron na siyang may magigain na siya ng little independence. Siya na kaya niya nang gawin, kaya na siya na lahat, gusto niya gawin niya na itong bagay na ito. But there is also a control from parents and caregiver. Di dapat pinababayaan ng mga batang ganito. But but we need to help children to develop their sense of autonomy. Kaya nga ang bata, pag sinabi niyang no, no jud na. Pag sinabi niyang yes, yes, they will get it yun. But this time also tinuturuan ang bata, no, ng toilet training. We need to teach them also how to tae, how to go to CR para mag-urinate, magbawas, no. We need to teach them to have a we need to teach them also this toilet training. Other important events include gaining more control over food choices, toy preferences, and clothing selections. No, ang mga bata in this age, they have this food choice. Gusto nila always hot dogs. Gusto nila always chicken. They have toy preference. Gusto nila ganitong dulaan. E kung ano dapat ilang suoton, miski pagbalik-balik, pagkahumang labhan, ana, suoton na po na nila kay that's what they want. Okay? Now, the outcomes is that the child have a struggle or shame for their accidents, may be left without sense of personal control. Now, that's the problem of the autonomy versus shame and doubt. The bata will have a failure results of feeling shame and doubt all the time. Kay tungod, wala nahatag ang iyahang gusto, no? At the time nung bata pa siya, magkakaroon siya ng sense of personal control. Okay? Next, stage three, initiative versus guilt. Okay? Now, this time, the third stage of psychosocial development takes place during the preschool years. So, bata, eskwela na, ani, no, because they are in what age? They belong to um, 3 to 5 years old. By this time, the child will have the initiative versus guilt on their level. This one is the children begin to assert their power and control over the world through directing play and other social interaction. Ang bata will become successful, and at this stage they feel capable and lead others, no, they have this leadership, they have this the power to do things, which is ang mga bata din na nagfi-fail ng ganito will have, may sense of guilt, may doubt sa sarili, at yung ibang mga bata ay walang initiative na gumawa ng isang bagay. Though the major theme of their third stage is that the children need to begin asserting control and power over the environment. They thought that they know also that they could do other things. They could do more than that. Success in the stage leads to a success sense of purpose. The child will have be able to know their purpose. What would be the thing na kinakailangan nilang gawin para makuha nila isang bagay na ito. Children who try to exert too much power experience disapproval and resulting a sense of guilt. Okay, ito na, no, yung initiative versus guilt. Kasi at bata, they have their initiative to do things and to have a power on it. Next, stage 4, industry versus inferiority. This is the school years, no? Approximately ages 5 to 11 years old, no? Yung mga elementary grade. Through this social interactions, children begin to develop a sense of pride in their accomplishment and abilities. Kaya yung mga bata dito, tinuturuan na ng mga academic skills, no? Paano mag-top 1 sa klase, paano maging top 10 sa klase, because they are very academic focus, no? They want that accomplishment. Kaya bibigyan sila ng medal, bibigyan sila ng ribbon, ng certificate because of their ability to do things. So kaya napapansin ninyo kapag ang mga bata during the elementary, we need to acknowledge all their efforts and their skills. No? Children need to cope with new social and academic demands. Ang success para dito ay nagli-lead sa competency ng mga bata. Pag competent ka, you will become successful. Pag magaling ka, talagang aangat ka sa lahat. Pag magaling ka, you will be part of the top 10. Ganon. But failure on this will feel them inferiority, no? Which means that the feeling nila yung sila na yung pinakakawawa, feeling nila sila na yung pinakamababa sa buong klase, feeling nila that they cannot do other things. So they will feel inferior to those people na talagang sobrang mas magaling pa sa kanila. Now, the outcomes of this, children who are encouraged and commended by parents and teachers will what? Will develop a feeling of competence and belief in their skills. So, since nung bata pa sila, pag naka-receive sila ng mga awards, ng mga adulations, and kanang accomplishment from their parents, they will what? They will feel and they will believe to themselves that they can. Pero kato mga bata na wala yung mga encouragement from their teachers or parents, they will lose the excitement of their life, and they have this doubt in everything that they will do. Next, stage 5, identity versus confusion. Now, in that fifth, psychosocial stages takes place during the often turbulent teenage years. Now, this time, the child will continue to what? They continue to develop a sense of personal identity, no, which will continue to influence behavior and development for the rest of a person's life. By this time, they will feel no, dapat at this point, dapat iparamdam mo sa kanila na ate sila. Iparamdam mo sa kanila na miyembro sila ng family. Iparamdam mo sa kanila na um, na existing sila. So because they want to have the true identity to themselves. They want that ability to stay true sa sarili nila. Well, failure of that leads to role confusion and a weak sense of self. No, ano bang purpose ko? Ano ba ako sa pamilya? Sino ba ako? Parang hindi lagi ako importante. So by that, di ba mapapansin ninyo, during this stage, ang mga kabataan, no, they will feel that they are not important. Kaya marami dito sa part na ito that they still don't know their identity, their role to their family, ano ba yung nagiging problema nila sa buhay nila. So marami sa stages na ito. So those who receive proper encouragement and reinforcement through personal exploration will emerge from this stage. Pero dito magkakaroon na sila ng self and feeling of independence and control. Pero yung mga hindi naka-receive ng ganitong mga pagkilala, mga encouragement, reinforcement, they will feel insecure and confused sa sarili nila, no? Kaya ba nilang gawin to? Meron silang confusion din sa kanilang pagkatao at sa kanilang buhay at sa kanilang kayang gawin. They have this big insecurity of his or her life. Okay? Next, Stage 6, intimacy versus isolation. But before that, let me discuss first identity. Ano ba yung identity? No, ang pag-uusap dito sa mga psychologists, pag sinabi nilang identity, they are referring to all the beliefs, ideals, and values that help shape and guides a person's behavior. Hindi lang yung identity mo bilang, ay, ako lalaki ako, or ikaw babae ka, or ikaw bakla ka, or ikaw ano ka. Hindi lang yun yung definition ng identity. But we need to to come up with a wide and range definition about identity that describing your ability to live in the society. Ano ba ang kaya mong gawin? Sino ka ba sa society? Um, ano ka ba? Estudyante ka ba? Mag-aaral ka ba? Uh, Barangay captain ka ba? SK official ka ba? You have that identity and identity na meron kang abilidad na kaya mong gawin yung isang bagay. Ang pagkilala sa sarili mo, ang pagkilala ng pamayanan sa iyong um, sa iyong existence, and that's very important for us to have this identity in our lives. Okay? Next, the stage 6 or intimacy versus isolation. Young adults need to form intimate, loving relationship with other people. Totoo to, no? Nung time na ito, magkakaroon ka na ng mga intimate relationships, no, sa mga tao around you. But if you have this failure kind of relationship, you will have the loneliness and isolation in your life, no? Kaya yung papapansin natin na nagkukulong sila, ayaw na nilang lumabas, ayaw nilang magkaroon ng relationship kasi they came from a bad and a traumatic kind of relationship, or nakita nila sa TV, or nabasa nila sa pocketbooks, or nakita nila sa pinsan nila or sa kamag-anak nila. So that's why they don't like to have that kind of feeling. So they isolate themselves to this kind of relationship. This stage covers the period of early adulthood when people are exploring personal relationships. No, they develop closeness, committed ka sa isang relasyon, sa bawat tao, sa isang tao, at hindi lang sa isang tao ha, intimacy also to your friends and to other members of your family. So there is a strong bond. Pero kapag ka hindi mo nakuha ito, well, therefore you have the isolation, the loneliness, somehow you will be lead to depression. Stage 7, generativity versus stagnation. Ito, adults need to create or nurture things that will outlast them. Dito na talaga yung mga, papansinin niyo yung mga teachers na mga matatanda na, they have this nurturing heart, they have this nurturing mind na they will help people, no? They will create a positive change that benefits other people. At sila yung gumagawa ng mga advocacy, sila yung gumagawa ng magagandang bagay, sila yung nagtuturo ng magagandang pag-uugali at magagandang bagay para sa mga tao na kapaligid sa kanya. Ang success para sa kanila ay it will lead a feeling of usefulness. Ano bang gamit ko sa lipunan? Ano ba ang accomplishment ko sa pamayanan namin at sa people na nakatrabaho ko araw-araw? Pero kapag ka nagkaroon ka ng failure at this stage, you will feel shallow involvement of the world. No, feeling mo hindi ka included, feeling mo hindi ka kalike-like ng mga tao around you kasi hindi ka mabait. So that would be the thing that you will feel that you failed, to become productive and involved in the society. Pero kapag ka productive ka and involved sa society, like for example, if you are a teacher, but you are an environmentalist or a mountain trekker, madami kang accomplishment sa buhay, no? Dapat madami kang alam at kayang gawin. Well, therefore, you will also become a true nurturing kind of a person to not only to yourself but also to other people that surrounds you. Next, stage 8, the integrity versus despair. Okay, ito yung final psychosocial stage. Yung mga matatanda na during old age, they are focused on reflecting back of their life. No, ang atong mga lolo o lola, they will feel, pag maglo-look back sila sa events sa ilang life, if they are happy during all those years, no, nakapag-touch sila ng lives of other people, nakagawa sila ng mga bagay na ikinaunlad nila at sa pamilya nila, they will feel what? They will feel reflective and happy. No, they will feel successful and at sustainable in their life. No, they will feel complete. But if the person is not so happy, they will feel regret. No? Bakit hindi ko nagawa ang bagay na ito? Ba't hindi ko ginawa yun? They have this despair of their lives. So, ano yun? Parang they will feel failure, they will feel bitterness and despair, no? Pero kapag ka nakagawa ka ng mga bagay na mas maganda, na mas kaaya-aya nung mga kabataan mo or nung mga kapanahunan mo na mas magaling ka sa company ninyo, pero madami kang natatouch na lives of others, when you look back, you will feel the sense of fulfillment. Kaya from now on, I want you guys, as a values that you will learn today, I want you to do great, great things. No, not only for yourself, but for the people that surrounds you. But the people around you, hindi lang sa iyong sarili, hindi lang din sa pamilya mo, pero gumawa ka ng mga bagay na kaaya-aya, attend every trainings or attend a group that will help people, can feed people, can touch lives of other people, para at the end of the day, pag pupunta ka na sa iyong stage 8 or sa iyong old age, you will feel happy. You will look back and be and reflective na parang, may nagawa pala akong magandang bagay para sa lipunan or para sa mga tao. So you know, that would be the different stages of Eric Erickson's theory of the psychosocial development. Okay, if you have any questions, please let me know. Thank you.